Greetings. Welcome to the course of Electromagnetics, Unit 2, Lecture number 33. Here is one example on parallel plate capacitor. In last class, we were discussed about the two parallel plate capacitors, and the capacitance between the two parallel plates is given by C as the medium between the two parallel plates and area of the plate and distance of separation between those two plates. So let us read the question first. A paper capacitor is made up of aluminum foil of 10 centimeter square placed on both the sides of a paper. Okay, there is one small paper is there whose thickness is given by 0.03 millimeters. So here we have one piece of paper whose thickness is given by 0.03 millimeters. What it is? Now it is a medium between the two aluminum foils. Here is the aluminum foil. Each of the aluminum foil acts as one capacitor, one conductor or one plate of a capacitor. So let we have here one aluminum foil, and here also we have one more aluminum foil. Okay, and what is the area of the aluminum foil is 100 centimeter square. The area of both the foils is given by 100 centimeter square, and these two are being separated by one medium which is nothing but a paper. Now the paper is acting as one dielectric medium, and what is the thickness of the medium? 0.03 millimeters. Now if dielectric constant of a paper is 3, so now this is a thickness. Okay, the thickness is nothing but the distance between these two plates, and it is nothing but D. Okay, now the dielectric constant of this paper. So what is the dielectric constant? So this is a dielectric constant is given by epsilon r, which is also called as an relative permittivity of the medium between these two foils. So which is 3. The dielectric constant is 3, and its dielectric is breakdown strength is 200 kilovolt per. Dielectric breakdown strength means up to this volt to 200 kilovolts it can sustain, it can be acting as a conductors only. What is the value of a capacitor? And now we have to find out what is the value of the capacitor or the capacitance. So there are two parallel plates are there, aluminum plates, and capacitance between two parallel plates is given by C as epsilon A by D, and the A is given 100 centimeter square, 100 into 1 centimeter, I will write as 10 meters square, no, meter square, and D is the separation between these two. The distance between these two is given by 0.03 millimeters to it is 10 power minus 3 meters, and epsilon, the epsilon is given by epsilon naught and epsilon r. Okay, so epsilon naught is given by the relative permittivity of a permittivity of a free space, which is given by 8.854 into 10 raised to minus 12, and this is a dielectric constant or relative permittivity, it is 3. So all the values are given in the numerical. Let us substitute in the formula of capacitance between two parallel plates, which is given by epsilon A by D. This is nothing but epsilon, the permittivity of the medium between these two aluminum foils is given by epsilon naught, epsilon r, and the area by distance between those two plates, and it is given by, this is 8.854 into 10 raised to minus 12 permittivity of a free space, and this is dielectric constant or relative permittivity of the paper, which is given by 3, and area is given by 100 into 10 square by distance. I can write this as a 3 into 10 raised to 2 and this 10 raised to minus 3 as it is. so that these three will be get cancelled. So the capacitance C is given by, this is 10 raised to minus 1. If I take to the numerator, it will be 10 raised to plus 1. So what is left? 8.854 into 10 raised to minus 9 farads. This is the capacitance between the two aluminum foils which are being separated by the medium of paper. Let us obtain the capacitance of one coaxial capacitor. So the coaxial capacitor is nothing but, it is like the capacitor is formed with two coaxial cables. So see, we have two coaxial cable with two capacitor plates. This is for the inner conductor, this is the outer conductor. The inner and outer conductors are having some length. Let the inner conductor is having the positive charges and the radius of the inner conductor is A, and the outer conductor is having negative charges and the radius of the outer conductor is given by B. There is a negative charges on the outer conductor. So the electric field will be from inner conductor to the outer conductor. Okay. So the electric field, the direction of electric field in this direction. Okay. So let this coaxial capacitor or the coaxial cable having a length of L meters. Okay. So now there are two plates, maybe in a circular form, one with a positive charge and the second with same amount of charge with a negative direction, and both are been having a different radiuses like A and B, and there is a one dielectric medium between these two conductors. So let the dielectric medium, the permittivity of the dielectric medium is given by epsilon, and it is having some length, right, L. So I will consider this as the charges are being along the length. Okay. So now we are supposed to find the capacitance of this type of capacitor, means coaxial capacitor. So the capacitance C is given by Q by A. Okay. Let us find the Q first, Q by V potential, and then we will find the V, and substituting both the values we can obtain the capacitance for the coaxial capacitor. Let this is equation 1. Okay. So here it is having a length, along the length that there are charges, length with the inner and outer conductors. This is with positive charges and this is with negative charges. Okay. Again here is an electric field. Okay. So the charge Q in terms of line charge, which is given by rho L into L. Since charge density is given by total charge by total length of the conductor, the total length of the conductor is L and the charge on both the conductor is Q. From this, the Q is given by rho L into L. Now we got the numerator value. Let us find the value of denominator. So what the denominator is? Potential V. Okay, which is given by integration of E bar into dl. Okay. So this integration varies from inner conductor to the outer, electric field from inner conductor to the outer conductor. So I will write the limits as A to B. First let us obtain the E bar, then we will substitute and we will get a value of V. So what is the electric field for infinite line charge? Maybe in lecture number 3 we have derived equation for electric field for infinite line charge, which is given by rho L by 2 pi epsilon r into AR. Okay, so the E is given by rho L by rho L is a line charge density 2 pi epsilon into R. R is the radius into AR, and which is to be taken dot product with DL. What is DL? Is DL can be written as dr into AR, because electric field is along the radius of both the conductors. Now let us substitute E and DL in the equation of V. Let this is equation 2. Let this is 2 and this is 3. So V is given by minus integration of A to B. This shows the direction of integration limits, shows the direction of electric field from inner conductor to the outer conductor, because inner conductor is being with positive charges. If you exchange, so if you take the inner conductor as a negative charge and outer conductor as a positive charge, the direction will be in this direction, means in the opposite direction of whichever direction we have shown here. So E bar is rho L by 2 pi epsilon R AR, and DL is what? DL is dr into AR. It is like two cylinders. One cylinder, the outer one, in which we have placed one more cylinder with smaller radius. So dot product of AR with AR is 1. This is minus. So as I said, I am not going to carry the minus. Write only the magnitudes. Rho L by 2 pi epsilon R into dr. The limits of dr is from A to B. V is given by minus, the constant terms are rho L by 2 pi epsilon, and under the integration we have the term related to the radius with dr. So the V is given by rho L by 2 pi epsilon. So the integration of 1 by R is log R. The limits are from A to B. So the V is given by minus rho L by 2 pi epsilon. Substituting the upper and lower limit, log A minus log B. So log A minus log B also written as log A by B. So I will write this as log A by B. If I take this minus sign inside, rho L by 2 pi epsilon log B by A. Let this is equation 4. From equation 2 we have the value of a Q, and from equation 4 we have got the value of V. So what is the equation of capacitance? Q by V. Let us substitute Q and V in the equation 1. Substitute equations 2 and 4 in 1. So C is given by, the Q is written as rho L into L, where rho L is a line charge density and L is the length of the coaxial capacitor or the coaxial conductor, and here it is V is rho L by 2 epsilon log of B by A. So this rho L cancels. So C is given by, if I take this term to the numerator, 2 pi epsilon L by log of B by A. What this is? This is the capacitance of coaxial capacitor. What the capacitance formula for the coaxial capacitor? 2 pi epsilon L by log of B by A. Okay. So the capacitance directly proportional to the medium between these two conductors, means inner conductor to the outer conductor. So whatever it is there, and length of the conductors, the length of the conductor also influences the capacitance, and logarithmic function of B to A, where B is the radius of the outer conductor and A is the radius of the inner conductor. So the capacitance of coaxial capacitor, which is directly proportional to the medium between these two conductors, that is epsilon, and the capacitance is also directly proportional to the length of the conductor L, and capacitance is inversely proportional to the logarithmic function of the ratio of the radiuses of both the conductors. Okay, so with this we can conclude the today's lecture. It is about the coaxial capacitor. So the coaxial capacitor is nothing but the two cylinders of different radiuses. Okay, you may consider as one circular boxes whichever you are using in your kitchen. Okay, there is one circular box of height with the same height. Okay, having the outer radius, the bigger box, and keeping inside we are keeping the one smaller box. Okay, means it is having a length also, and it will be having some lateral surface also. Okay, so this is the derivation regarding the coaxial capacitor. Thank you. In next class we will take the numerical on the coaxial capacitor, and we will take the derivation for spherical capacitor also. Firstly, what we consider? We consider the two parallel sheets. Okay, two parallel plates. What is the capacitance between those two parallel plates? And we are keeping the medium as one dielectric medium only. So only we consider epsilon. Okay, so the epsilon can be replaced by epsilon r and epsilon naught. So epsilon naught is a permittivity of a free space. So in the last derivation we consider the capacitance between two parallel plates, okay, or two sheets, and based upon which we took a numerical also. So in the numerical we were having two aluminum foils which are being separated, or between those two aluminum foils we kept one paper, one small paper of thickness 0.03 millimeters also, on which we found the what is the capacitance between the two aluminum foils, and then we moved on to the coaxial